Hey, it's May here. I want to talk about you. Yeah, you and your career. And the question is this: how self-aware are you really? And I'm asking you this because self-awareness is foundational to our career success and frankly to our success in all of life. When you're more self-aware, that'll help you to be better able to manage yourself in the moment, to lead and influence others, to get better results and also better opportunities. And when it comes to your career, there are three aspects of self-awareness that are particularly important. The first one is being aware of what people and events around you trigger you to be at your best rather than your worst. And as an example, for me, in my career, I loved getting feedback. I thrived on feedback, but I didn't always get feedback. And in a no feedback culture, then that would trigger me to have these negative self-talk kind of thoughts, and that would really hurt my performance. Another thing was we would have this morning meeting every morning, and that would trigger me to really shrink back and be more quiet because I didn't like promoting myself and talking about my activities with my clients in front of all my peers. So that, again, was not really helpful to my career. So you want to be aware of those things. The second aspect is to be aware of how you might be triggering other people to be at their best or their worst. For example, maybe you're the kind of person that walks down the hall and doesn't say hello because you are deep in thought, or maybe you want to respect the other person's privacy because they might be deep in thought. Well, that might be triggering the other person to either think, well, she's not very friendly, or she really doesn't rate me. She doesn't even remember my name, didn't say hello. So those kinds of things, you just want to be aware of how it's landing. Another thing might be if you have a micromanaging boss, and if you are not the kind of person that volunteers updates, which is a form of feedback, right? You're not updating your micromanaging boss. As a former micromanager or recovering micromanager, I can tell you that really freaks us out. And we have no idea whether you're even working on the assignment. So that's not very helpful to your career either. So be aware of how you're landing with others. Then the third aspect is to be aware of how the things that you habitually do, the things that are routine, you don't even think about it anymore, how those might be affecting your future opportunities. For example, I was always a great note taker. I got compliments on note taking. I enjoyed note taking. But then roll the clock forward 5 to 7 years, and I was becoming a pretty senior person and still being the note taker. And it got to the point where my big boss had to come to me and say, May, would you stop taking notes? You come across like an admin assistant rather than somebody who's a future managing director. Now that was a real career limiting kind of wake-up call for me. Alternatively, you might be hanging around with the same circle of colleagues and friends as you always have. And you have fun, it's comfortable, you're helping each other, it's great, but you know what? That is the circle that you need to expand if you're going to put yourself in front of bigger, better opportunities, especially where you already work. Otherwise, you're going to be more likely to keep being perceived as that same former person, junior person. So you really want to be aware as well of those habitual actions that might have implications for the future. So when it comes to your career, make sure that you're stepping back, becoming self-aware, noticing, because self-awareness is the first step to any kind of change. And when you want to continue to progress and get to the next level of your career, whatever that might be and however you might define it, then what got you here won't get you there. And you need to make sure that you're self-aware about what kind of changes you want to make. And when you're conscious of the decisions you're making, then that's much more likely to put you in a great position career-wise. And that's good for you, it's good for your team, it's good for the organization, good for your family, and of course, great for your career. And if you want to get more tips, strategies, and tools that are actionable for helping you become more self-aware and enjoy a more successful career, then I encourage you to join us for Career Mastery Kickstart. click on the link below, and I look forward to look forward to welcoming you to join us. We've got some great experts lined up for week 2. And if you want to go back and catch up on any that you missed, then you can upgrade yourself to the VIP pass. And that way you get to own all of the material to refer to at your leisure, and also refer to again and again in the future when you need it. So join me at Career Mastery Kickstart. And in the meantime, I invite you to be bold, play big, and spark joy for yourself and everyone around you.